My name is Angelina Jocelyn Tanaya and I'm from Little Sun School, Surabaya. And today I'm here to tell you a story from Surabaya. Joko Dolo. A long, long time ago in Surabaya, there lived a princess named Dewi Purbawati. She was the only daughter of Adipati Jayenggrana, the ruler of Kadipaten Surabaya. Her beauty is the topic of many people's conversations, and many gentlemen had tried to win her hand in marriage. Not only beautiful, but she was also very kind. She never hesitated to reward the servants in the Kadipaten. Everybody loved her. One day, a special guest arrived in the palace. Adipati Jayenggrana and his family immediately went to meet the special guest. They went to the main chamber of the palace. There, in the main chamber, sat a handsome man with a well-built body. "You are clothed to be fitting of a nobleman." Adipati Jayenggrana asked, "Who are you? And what is your purpose coming here?" The man answered, "I am Prince Jawa, the son of Adipati Jayenggrana I from Jawa." It turns out the guest was Prince Jawa, the son of Adipati Jayenggrana I, Adipati Jayenggrana's best friend. Prince Jawa then replied, "I wish to marry your daughter." Adipati Jayenggrana was shocked with this sudden proposal. He would never thought that the son of his friend all the way from Madura would come here to propose to his only lovely daughter. Adipati Jayenggrana and his family decided for Dewi Purbawati to not marry Prince Jawa. They thought of a way to decline his proposal softly, as they did not want to anger Adipati Jayenggrana I. Now, they decided to give him a task to complete. Dewi Purbawati pondered and pondered for days for the perfect task until she finally came up with one. "Prince Jawa, I would gladly accept your proposal if you have fulfilled the requirement I give you. I want you to go to the rest of Surabaya to clear the forest there and to build a new habitation." Prince Jawa was immediately ecstatic and he accepted the proposal that was given by Dewi Purbawati. "But, Prince Jawa, you must fulfill this requirement before the next full moon." Prince Jawa accepted the proposal and then went on to the rest of Surabaya to clear the forest almost immediately, as he was impatient to marry his beautiful Dewi Purbawati. The next day came another guest from overseas. His name was Jagadharuna, the Prince of Madura. He was loved for his supposedly kindness and his good looks. Adipati Jayenggrana asked him, "What is your purpose for coming here, young man?" He answered, "I wish to marry Dewi Purbawati." Of course, Dewi Purbawati agreed, as they have known each other since childhood. However, Jagadharuna must also fulfill the requirement that was given to Prince. He must also go to west of Surabaya and clear a land. And so, off he goes towards the west of Surabaya to clear the forest. After a long and tedious journey, Jagadharuna finally reached the forest. Meanwhile, Prince Jawa had been working very hard for the last several days, clearing up the forest for the new habitation. Prince Jawa had not known of the arrival of Jagadharuna. He did not know that Jagadharuna was also there to clear the forest, fulfill the requirement, and also marry Dewi Purbawati. So, Jagadharuna, who already knew who Prince Jawa was and what he was doing, he was clearing the forest, also to marry Dewi Purbawati, decided to pretend to be a commoner who opposed the idea of clearing the forest, kept pestering Prince Jawa day and night, until finally Prince Jawa had had enough. Prince Jawa, who was known for his invincibility, seized both of Jagadharuna's hands and swung him around and around. He only meant to scare him, but accidentally Jagadharuna's hand slipped and he was flung up into a tree. Prince Jawa felt bad, but he continued his work and tried to forget what happened. On the other hand, Jagadharuna was stuck up the tree for a long, long time. So he was forced to spend another day on top of a tree without food nor water. The very next day, his cries for help was finally answered by a young man who happened to pass by. The young man then skillfully jumped up the tree and rescued Jagadharuna. Jakataruna asked for a savior's name. His name was Joko Jumput. Joko Jumput was a poor boy who lived in one-time village nearby. He lived with his mother, Bira, who was over 70 years old. He was going to collect some wood and herbs for his mother when he suddenly bumped into Jakataruna, who was stuck up a tree. Jakataruna did not want him to think that he was a troublemaker for disturbing Prince Jabondo's work, so he lied. I'm Jakataruna. I met Prince Jabondo. He was cutting down trees everywhere. I was mad at him. I tried to prevent him from cutting down more trees and hurting the animals, and I thought he was a bit lame. Then he got angry and he threw me up a tree. Joko Jumput was shocked that in this world there could be such a cruel man. Seeing that Joko Jumput was very honest and humble, as he believed Jakataruna's lies, Jakataruna thought to himself, hey, I can use this to my advantage. So, Jakataruna wanted Joko Jumput to fight Prince Jabondo and win and defeat Prince Jabondo. He convinced Joko Jumput to fight Prince Jabondo. They went off and finally found Prince Jabondo. Then Joko Jumput asked, if I fight him, what will I get? Then Jakataruna answered, well, I'll give you everything you want, as long as you defeat him. But if you defeated him, you must take his headcloth off. Will you keep your promise? Asked Joko Jumput. Sure, I will, assured Jakataruna. So, Joko Jumput went up to Prince Jabondo and challenged him to a duel. The fight between Joko Jumput and Prince Jabondo was inevitable. Jakataruna watched from behind the bush as they struggled with each other, wrestled with each other, tried to land a hit on one another. But the fight was unbalanced. It was clear that Prince Jabondo was winning the fight. Not wanting to lose, Joko Jumput took out his whip that he inherited from his late foster father. It was a magical whip called Telling-SMA. He took out the whip and he managed to land just one whip on Prince Jabondo's leg. And he fell to the ground and he was defeated. Then Joko Jumput walked towards him and took out his headcloth. Jabondo was now defeated. His pride and ignorance now ends here as he is full and deep in embarrassment. He decided not to continue the quest that was given to him and instead went to the eastern part of Surabaya and to build a new habitation there called Surabaya. After Prince Jabondo left the Gadibate, Jakataruna went out and took the headcloth from him. While Joko Jumput wasn't looking, Jakataruna sneakily ran past him and ran back to the palace of the Gadibate. He then presented the headcloth that was owned by Prince Jabondo to Adipati Jayangrana and Dewi Purbawati. They were impressed and they were happy, especially Dewi Purbawati, now that she can marry the love of her life. Suddenly, a voice called out from behind. It was Joko Jumput. He had followed Jakataruna all the way from the forest to here. Joko Jumput was mad because Jakataruna did not fulfill his promise. So, because of his anger, Joko Jumput told Adipati Jayangrana everything, including Joko Jumput was the one who defeated Prince Jabondo, not Jakataruna. Jakataruna denied everything that Joko Jumput has said. Adipati Jayangrana, on the other hand, believed Joko Jumput. Despite knowing this, Jakataruna still wants to cover up his mistakes by challenging Joko Jumput to a duel. Adipati Jayangrana said that whoever shall win shall marry the princess. They didn't fight. Jakataruna took out his trusty weapon, the keris, and fought Joko Jumput. And of course, Joko Jumput used the whip that he was using before, Teleng-SMA, to fight Jakataruna. In the fight, Jakataruna struggled to avoid Joko Jumput's whip. At one point, Joko Jumput managed to land a hit on Jakataruna's leg. Jakataruna then felt this immediate pain and this hot feeling on his feet and made him unable to move. The duel was off, and Joko Jumput was the winner of the duel. After seeing and realizing Joko Jumput's true strength, Adipati Jayangrana now believes what Joko Jumput has said, that he defeated Prince Jabondo. And now Adipati Jayangrana was enraged. He was mad at Jakataruna for fooling him. Now he wanted an explanation from Jakataruna. He went to Jakataruna, put his hands on his shoulder and shook him hard and keep asking him, why did you do it? Why do you have to lie to me? But Joko could not answer. He felt as if his whole body was immovable. He felt as if his whole body was like a statue. He cannot talk. He only can blink. Adipati Jayagana kept asking him questions upon questions. And he was mad that Jakataruna was not replying to his questions. Why aren't you replying, Jakataruna? If you can hear me, say something. You're like a statue. And then suddenly, a miracle happened. Jagataruna's body began to turn into a statue. And from then on, he was called Joko.
So the moral of the story is, we must not lie. If we lie, then we will constantly lie again in the future. Thank you for listening to the story. I hope I can see you again in the future. Goodbye.